Hey guys, it's Songbird here, back again with another review, and today we are having a look at the Marvel Legends MCU Thanos wave, Songbird. Let's get into it. Alrighty guys, now as I said before, today we are having a look at Songbird. She is part of the newly released MCU Thanos wave, which just hit up here anyways last week, as I previously stated in my last video. And just like my last video, she does not have really any accessories for herself other than that big pink mess behind her. But we'll get into that. But she does come with the right arm. It's all, not the left, stupid. For Thanos, and it's got the standard articulation. It's got the swivel in the hand, the hinge in the hand, the hinge at the elbow, swivel at the bicep, and the disc in the shoulder. And the hand actually comes off pretty easily. So, I'm hoping we get a cooler looking MCU Thanos, maybe with all of his armor on. I don't know, that'd be a little bit better than what we got at the moment, but we'll talk about that in his review. But getting into Songbird here, this was the fan choice winner, I believe. I don't know what you guys were expecting, but she ain't no Angela, that's for a damn sure. But I will give cred where it's due. The paint is super clean on this thing, surprisingly. The white seems to match throughout the figure, and anything that's put on top of that seems to be applied well. So I'll eat my words when they are meant to be eaten, but yeah, this is not no Angela figure. That is for show. But she does come with this power effect here, which a lot of people wish came with a Phoenix figure. But I don't think Phoenixes have a little moth antenna. But I suppose if they retooled it, they could put the Phoenix head there. So, you know, to each their own. But not exactly a Phoenix shape yet. Has potential to be, though. But looks nice nonetheless. And then having a look at her, and she's pretty basic outside of the fact she comes with that, which is probably how I'm going to display her, because she looks pretty boring just like this. And that's being nice. She's got these loose floating shoulder pads and this belt piece here. Those are alright. They're not great. I wish they kind of stayed in place, but oh well. The head sculpt's not bad. It doesn't exactly have the Vaseline bath face, if you know what I'm saying. But her head will rotate and look up and down. Her hair is nice and flexible, and that's actually how you put the power effect in. You slide it underneath the hair, and then just peg it into the hole on her back. Pretty simple stuff. Diaphragm joint works pretty nice too. Crunches forward, crunches back. Has a bit of a tilt to it. And also rotates, but you're going to break up this pattern here, so I wouldn't advise doing that unless it's absolutely necessary. Her shoulders move out a decent amount. Not really hindered by the shoulder pads because they move up, but more hindered by the sculpt itself. They do move forward and back. Will move a full 360 without the shoulder pads, if you remove them, that is. Has a single hinge in the elbow with a swivel at the wrist, and a hinge as well. And one thing about this figure is you can actually pop the wrists off. So if you have some straight up fists lying around, you can put those on this figure. I kind of hope she was going to have like the Enchantress hands, the spellcasting hands, because those kind of work for flying poses, but she just has the straight up biatch slap hands, and that's pretty funny, actually. Her hips will move out about that far. Not too bad. Move forward, move back down, hindered by her bodacious bootay. Don't get a lot of wiggle room on the ball joint itself. I think on the teenage body, you get a lot of extra movement there at the hip. But she does have the thigh cut in lieu of that, as well as double knee. And a hinge in the foot with a rocker joint. Nothing in the calf, but that wouldn't look right. But that's pretty much Songbird in a nutshell. I kind of like this white hair with the pink in the front. Kind of reminds me of that She-Hulk figure they did, the Red She-Hulk, where she had kind of like the purple streak in front. Or was it a red streak? It was one of the two. It was either purple or red, but it looked pretty cool. Shout out to homeboy T-Biz for sending me that figure too, by the way. But yeah, I think that's the first time I've said homeboy on this channel too. It's the first time for everything, isn't there? But with that being said, it is now time for some size comparisons. Alrighty, and as part of the core with my reviews as of late, here she is next to Pizza Spidey and Taco Deadpool. Very petite. I don't know, she feels smaller than most of the female figures I have. Not quite sure why, but I'd say she's in a pretty decent scale with these two. Again, I might have to swap out Deadpool for something else. He's been towering over half the things I've reviewed lately. But I digress. And last but not least, here she is next to the two other figures I reviewed from this wave. Taskmaster on the left and King Cobra on the right. And again, she scales quite nicely with these two. If you want a gist of how tall she is next to that Baron Zemo figure, right there, Taskmaster's pretty much the same thing, just doesn't have the same loincloth, belt piece, and a different head. And obviously paint, but he's got the same sword, so, and gun actually, so yeah, you got that going for you. But yeah, I'd say she's in decent scale with these two. Alrighty guys, now coming down with final thoughts. I like this figure, but at the same time I don't like this figure. It's kind of a mixed bag for me. The power effect is cool, the new parts are nice, but it just seems to fall flat. But maybe that's because the previous fan poll winner was so absolutely fantastic. Angela, in case you forgot. This one feels kind of like a letdown, but that's to be expected with characters I don't care about. But with that being said, I wouldn't recommend this to someone starting off with the line, but it's not one to pick up if you just started it, you have some. I'd say that's when you probably should check this one out. I'd say if you want to get into the line, maybe pick up Pizza Spidey or Wolverine or Taco Deadpool, one of those. But with that being said, I will give credit where it's due, and I would say this is probably an 8 out of 10 figure. So, again, hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.